Hi, welcome back to our video lesson. The lesson for today is about factoring a perfect square trinomial. Here are the learning objectives. At the end of this lesson, students are expected to identify whether the given expression is a perfect square trinomial or not, and write a perfect square trinomial as a square of a binomial. Let's have some warm-up exercises before we start discussing our lesson. All you have to do is to find the value of the given expression. Number 1, square root of 25. What is the square root of 25? That's right, the square root of 25 is 5. Number 2, how about square root of 9? Correct, the answer is 3. Number 3, square root of 64. Absolutely correct, the answer is 8. Number 4, square root of 100. That's right, it's 10. And lastly, number 5, square root of 144. The correct answer is 12. If you got at least 3 out of 5 correct answers, then you did a good job. Before we proceed to our lesson, here's an important note for you. You are free to rewind this video or pause a while if you need more time to understand as you go throughout this video lesson. Let us begin, shall we? Here's a short activity. Can you identify which among the expressions is or are perfect square trinomials? Choose between 1. X squared plus 8x plus 16, 2. X squared plus 10x plus 36, 3. 4x squared minus 28x plus 49, 4. 9x squared plus 60xy plus 100y squared. Choose one or more. I'll giving you some time. Done? Okay, let us discuss the lesson. We're now discussing about perfect square trinomial. What is the definition? A perfect square trinomial is an expression that is written in the form a squared plus 2ab plus b squared or a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. The trinomial is said to be a perfect square if the middle term 2ab is equal to twice the product of square roots of first term a squared and last term b squared. Perfect square trinomials can be written as the square of a binomial, that is, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared equals a plus b quantity squared, and a squared minus 2ab plus b squared equals a minus b quantity squared. Notice the encircled signs here. As you can see, the sign of the middle term of a trinomial should match the sign between the terms of a binomial. So, if the sign of the middle term of a trinomial is positive, then the sign between the terms of a binomial is also positive. And if the sign of the middle term of a trinomial is negative, then the sign between the terms of a binomial is negative as well. Notice the two other encircled signs here. The sign of the last term of perfect square trinomial is always positive. Now, how can we determine if the given expression is a perfect square trinomial, and how can we factor them? Let's find out. Now, we're going to factor perfect square trinomials. Number 1. Factor the expression x squared plus 8x plus 16. In order to factor perfect square trinomials, you should follow 3 simple steps. Step 1. Get the square roots of first and last terms. Can you identify the first term of a trinomial? How about the last term? Correct. The first term of a trinomial is x squared and the last term of a trinomial is 16. Now, we're going to take the square roots of these terms. The square root of x squared is x and the square root of 16 is 4. Notice the red arrows drawn here. It indicates where are the x squared and 16 came from. Our next step is step 2. multiply 2 times the product of the two numbers. What are the two numbers do you think we're talking about? Correct. These are x and 4. Now we're going to multiply these two numbers together with the constant 2. So now we have 2 times x times 4, which gives us 8x. Notice the red arrows again. It indicates where are the terms came from. In order for a trinomial to be a perfect square, the product obtained should match the middle term of the given trinomial. Now, is the product 8x matches the middle term of the given expression? Yes, because of this, x squared plus 8x plus 16 is a perfect square trinomial. Now, what should we do next? This leads to step 3. Write the expression as the square of a binomial. Following the pattern before, we have this one. X squared plus 8x plus 16 is equal to x plus 4 quantity squared. Notice the red arrows again. It indicates where x and 4 came from. Notice also the signs. Since the sign of the middle term of the given expression is positive, then the sign between the terms of a binomial is positive. Hence, our answer should be x plus 4 quantity squared. Did you got it? Now, let's proceed to the next one. Number 2. Factor the expression x squared plus 10x plus 36. We should follow the same steps as before. Step 1. Get the square roots of first and last terms. What is the first term of a trinomial? How about the last term? That's right. The first term of a trinomial is x squared, while the last term of a trinomial is 36. Getting the square roots of these terms, we have square root of x squared equals x, and the square root of 36 equals 6. Now, notice the two arrows. It indicates where the terms x squared and 36 came from. Next, step 2. Multiply 2 times the product of the two numbers. What are the two numbers do you think we're talking about? That's right, these are x and 6. Now, we're going to multiply 2 by x by 6, which gives us 12x. Notice where x and 6 came from. Now, let us determine the product 12x matches the middle term of the given trinomial. Since the product 12x doesn't match the middle term of the given trinomial, therefore, x squared plus 10x plus 16 is not a perfect square trinomial. Now, what happens if the given expression is not a perfect square trinomial? We cannot proceed to step 3. So, the expression cannot be written as a square of binomial because it is not a perfect square trinomial. Okay, let us proceed to the next one. Number 3. Factor the expression 4x squared minus 28x plus 49. We should follow the same steps as before. Step 1. Get the square roots of first and last terms. The first term of the trinomial is 4x squared, while the last term of the trinomial is 49. Getting the square roots, we have 2x and 7 respectively. Notice the red arrows. They indicate where the terms 4x squared and 49 came from. Next, step 2. Multiply 2 times the product of the two numbers. We have 2 times 2x times 7 equals 28x. Notice where 2x and 7 came from. Also, let us determine if the product 28x matches the middle term of the given trinomial. Since the product 28x matches the middle term of the given, therefore, 4x squared minus 28x plus 49 is a perfect square trinomial. Since the given expression is a perfect square trinomial, we can proceed to step 3. Write the expression as a square of a binomial. Following the pattern shown before, we have 4x squared minus 28x plus 49, which equals to 2x minus 7 quantity squared. Notice where 2x and 7 came from. Also, take note the signs. Since the sign of the middle term of the given is negative, the sign between the terms of a binomial is also negative. Hence, the answer should be 2x minus 7 quantity squared. Now, let us proceed to the last example. Number 4. Factor the expression 9x squared plus 60xy plus 100y squared. Following the same steps, we have step 1. The first term is 9x, while the last term is 100y squared. Their square roots are 3x and 10y respectively. Notice where 9x squared and 100y squared came from. Next is step 2. We have 2 times 3x times 10y, which is equal to 60xy. Notice again the red arrows. It indicates where 3x and 10y came from. Let us determine also whether 6xy matches the middle term of the given expression, which is indeed matched. Therefore, 9x squared plus 60xy plus 100y squared is a perfect square trinomial. This leads to step 3. Write the expression as a square of a binomial. We now have 9x squared plus 60xy plus 100y squared, which equal to 3x plus 10y quantity squared. Notice where 3x and 10y came from. Also, since the sign of the middle term of the given is positive, then the sign of between the terms of a binomial is also positive. Hence, it is factored as 3x plus 10y quantity squared. And that is our answer. Are you ready? Now let's do some exercise. In this exercise, we're going to factor the given expression as a perfect square trinomial. Here are the items. Number 1, x squared plus 6x plus 9. Number 2, x squared minus 10x plus 25. Number 3, 9x squared plus 8x plus 4. Number 4, x squared minus 18xy plus 81y squared. And number 5, 25x squared plus 20xy plus 4y squared. Pause this video to give yourself more time to answer these exercises, and play or resume again if you're done. You may start answering now. Done already? Now let's reveal the answers. Here are the answers to these exercises. Number 1. The answer is x plus 3 quantity squared. Number 2. The answer is x minus 5 quantity squared. Number 3. The expression is not a perfect square trinomial. Number 4. The answer is x minus 9y quantity squared. And number 5. The answer is 5x plus 2y quantity squared. How many correct answers did you got? If you got at least 3 out of 5 correct answers, then you really understood the lesson well. Good job! I hope you have learned something from this video lesson. In math, we learn, solve, and enjoy. Thank you!